All right, we are going to open up some secret layers today. My Marvels finally came in. I live on the West Coast, so these usually come in a little bit later than everybody else. Um, this was a terrible, terrible release, nonetheless. But as you can see, I was lucky enough to be. I actually made the cutoff by 11 minutes to get the Arcane Signet. So we do have an Arcane Signet here: Black Panther, Captain America, Iron Man, Wolverine, and Storm. So a full foil bundle there. So we're gonna do that opening. We're gonna see if there's any damage on these. I know that the internet has been going crazy with damage on these cards just completely missing. So there's gonna be an uncut opening of these 5 secret layers here. So without any further ado, I'm gonna get right into it. If you guys do want to support the channel, I do have a link down below for a free $15 credit on Whatnot. Do check us out there. You can use that to potentially use it towards a overpriced layer, or hopefully they come down. We'll really see what's going to happen here, I think, in the next few days. It is currently Saturday the 16th. So about 1 day since most people have gotten their layers. Potentially tomorrow will be the last day where I think most of the US will get their layers here on the West Coast, unless you're somewhere in like Hawaii. So without any further ado, we are going to open these up. On the outside, they seem completely fine. We do have the Arcane Signet there, which I'm going to start off with. But aside from the, I think it was the Storm, which had some, I don't know what that is on the outside there, but some sort of residue out on the outside there. All of them look pretty good. So here we go. I did manage to get the Arcane Signet, like I said. I don't know what the current market value is on the Arcane Signet anymore, but I know that these were going absolutely crazy. Rest in pepperinis to anyone who actually paid that crazy price when they first came out. Guys, it's always good to wait at least till most people get their layers. Now, it looks good so far. Most people were having cards bent over this, what was meant to protect the cards. So my Signet does look good, actually. And that is actually, I was kind of wondering how these would come out, and it looks pretty darn good, I must say. For a second, I thought those were printer lines, but that's actually the building in the background there. So really nice looking Arcane Signet. I would have pulled it out of the cellophane, but that just with a single card will probably take me like 30 seconds of fumbling. So there's the Arcane Signet. Let's go from, I think, least to most in demand. So I think Storm is the most in demand, and then it goes maybe Captain America, then Iron Man, I would say after that. Yeah, let's do it in that order. And then Wolverine, I think, is seeing like the least on top of Black Panther. So we're gonna go ahead and open the Black Panther. Like I said, we're gonna see if we get gypped on any cards. We're gonna go hunting for a couple of that the Groot cards, see if we end up landing any. I know Abundant Harvest holding the most value. Didn't get a bent card in this one. So far we are looking good. We did not end up with anything that is damaged. Let's go ahead and see this Black Panther opening. I'm sure there's a ton of these openings. So if you do enjoy the way I do it, or if you think there is something I can do to help improve the opening experience, do let me know. So there is Black Panther. I always think of that one kid, the Rizzler. But there it is. That is a unique card to this layer. So really good shape, no curling whatsoever. We have Secure the Waist. Now this one was the one that was probably left till the very end. Like everyone was, if you did manage to get through the queue at some point, you at least had the option of getting the Black Panther. Primal Vigor. And then I think this is the biggest card in this release here, which is going to be the Heroic Intervention. That unique borderless art. We have Karn's Bastion, and then a warrior token, which is pretty cool there. And then we're going to finish off here with the secret card in the back. And we got a Nature's Lore. So we did get a Groot. I don't know if every single one is a Groot or if the Abundant Harvest is really the chase here. So like I said, I only have one of each of these. So we'll see if we get one from each of them. So there is a Groot card. And I don't know if it like defaults to the elves. I have not watched any openings. So I'm actually, this is my first experience with this as I do my own opening. Again, luckily we don't have a card bent over the lip there. This is the Wolverine. So let's see how we do on this one. If we end up with the Groot for the Wolverine. And like I said, no curling whatsoever. Quality on mine so far has been good. You got to keep in mind, like I said, I think there was an insane amount of these. It was just a lot of scalping that happened, and that's why it just blew out instantaneously. As you can tell, the pressure on the website just couldn't even handle it. So I think with that amount of volume, you probably are going to see a lot of issues with printing. So there is Wolverine, which is unique to the set. This is a mechanically unique card. Canard. If you're not familiar, so this one says double all damage Wolverine would deal at the beginning of each end step. If Wolverine dealt damage to another creature this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on him. So there he is. We got the Berserk in the Wolverine art right there. Super sick art for the Berserk. Then we're going into our Rite of Passage. And then we got the female Wolverine there. And then we have a Rhythm of the Wild. Really good card here. Super playable. And I absolutely love that art of Wolverine on that Rhythm of the Wild. I actually, Wolverine is the deck I would like to try to build. He's like the top choice for me. Then we have the Ozolith. Huge reprint on the Ozolith from this. I don't know how I personally feel about this. It's like Wolverine getting his adamantium infused onto his bones in this art, but it's just such a weird art for me when I like relate it to the Ozolith. And then our back card here is Unnatural Growth for the Groot card. So it does seem like you actually get a Groot card in every single pack, and the Abundant Harvest is the one that is a rare there. So very, very cool Nature's Lore there for the Groot. Now we're going into our Iron Man. And Iron Man actually comes with a pretty big reprint here. Again, no damage, luckily, on this one. So we have managed to avoid any damage on our cards here, but very, very flat as well. And Iron Man does have Commander's Plate, which is a pretty big reprint. I think this is going to be one of the more favored versions of Commander's Plate. I personally really love the art on it. But here it is, Iron Man, the mechanically unique card in the lair. And that says, whenever Iron Man attacks, create a treasure token. Then you may attack or may sacrifice a non-creature artifact. If you do, search your library for an artifact card with mana value equal to 1 plus the sacrifice artifact's mana value. Put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. So there he is, Iron Man in the flesh. We are getting a Galvanic Blast. Very cool art on that Galvanic. Then we have our Commander's Plate, which is the, is that, I don't know, is that the Mark 1? Looks like the circular core there, but very, very cool art on the Commander's Plate. I know that the Commander's Plate from the Angel Secret Lair was like way up there. I don't know if this is going to have an impact on that, but we'll definitely have to see here. And then we are going into the Soul Ring, which is the core there. Very cool. Then into the Inventor's Fair. And our next card is a treasure token. So the Wolverine lair actually didn't come with a token. So unlike the other ones, Wolverine kind of ended on the Ozolith, whereas these ones came with the additional card. And then our final card in the back here is a Sculpting Steel with the little Groot inside there. Very sick art on that for the Groot. So there is the Groot. Now we're getting into Captain America. I don't even know what the Groot ones are going for. So no damage again on that one. Very lucky to see that we have no damage here. So let's take a look. So there is Captain America. He has throw 3. Unattach an equipment from Captain America. He deals damage equal to that equipment's mana value divided as you choose among 1, 2, or 3 targets. So Hammer of Nazan is going to go super hard in this Captain America. And then it says catch at the beginning of combat on your turn. Attach up to 1 equipment you control to Captain America. So Hammer of Nazan is going to help basically add an additional trigger of that. We have Sigarda's Aid here in that art there called Captain America's Aid. And that actually looks misprinted. I don't know if that's just me. And the Captain America's Aid is very lightly printed on there, but you guys let me know what you think on that, if that should be that way or if it shouldn't. Then we have our Flawless Maneuver, kind of similar to the Heroic Intervention. We're getting the Flawless Maneuver. That art really pops in the foil. Then we have In the Trenches. And then finishing it off here with the Sword of War and Peace, which is Captain America's shield. And they call this Shield of War and Peace. And then a Masterworks Ingenuity for our little Groot there, and he's holding that little shield. So very cool. And now we're going into Storm, the last and final layer out of these sets. So this is technically, I opened up 6 of these, but one of them being the Signet, which was part of the whole huge debacle, was that the Signet was actually sold out. And I don't know how you don't calculate with the number of layers you have available what the number of signets would be required. And again, that may also be due to the fact that they didn't properly calculate how much people could put into their carts, because I heard of people putting like $6,000 in product into their carts here. So here we go, opening this up, and we got Storm, Force of Nature, and this is the Storm that everybody wants. This is probably the top card out of the layers, and this gives us the mechanically unique Storm to this secret lair. Whenever Storm deals damage, I don't know why that's out of focus. Whenever Storm deals combat damage to a player, the next instant or sorcery spell you cast this turn has Storm. So absolutely crazy. This is in green, blue, and red. Then we have a Lightning Bolt for the very cool Storm art there. Very odd pick, I think, here for Storm style on this, by the way. Then we have Jessica's Will. This Jessica's Will is very reminiscent of the Jessica's Will from Commander Legends. I must say the art is almost, to me it feels similar. I have to take a look at that old Jessica's Will, but it doesn't feel that unique to the layer, but still very cool art regardless. I had a Godo deck with Mana Crypt and everything getting banned. I don't think I'll be playing that deck anymore, although I would have slotted that in. That was a key piece to the deck. Then we have Ice Storm here in the borderless foil version from the lair. And this is actually, I think, the second reprint of Ice Storm, so this is definitely a scarcity print on this one. And then we're going into a Manamorphose, and Manamorphose does see play in Modern still. I believe in Eldrazi right now, so here we go into the final card, and I think this is a guaranteed either one from the Storm one, or it could be the Abundant Harvest, which is the rare one. And we get a Regrowth, which is the one specific to the Storm layer. So there he is, little dude with the little rain cloud above him, and Storm is basically watering him. So very cool. We ended up with the little Groot secret lair there. Let me re-show that on screen here, all the cards. So there are the Groots, one from each of the layers. And then the hidden one, I think, is Abundant Harvest. And then outside of that, we have the layers there. Hope you guys enjoyed the break. Let me know if you guys were able to grab these, if you weren't able to grab them, or if you just plan to pick up the cards or the singles you want from the layers themselves on the secondary market. I do know there's a lot of stuff going on with these being damaged. I seem to have lucked out. There's no damage on the cards, so I feel pretty lucky with that. But yeah, I definitely love the art. I love the style. I like the new mechanics of all these creatures here. You know, Storm, Wolverine, and Captain America, I think, are my top ones that I want to try to build. But outside of that, yeah, that's all I got. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed the break. And if you have any constructive criticism, please leave it down below, as I look to improve every video that I make. If you like the video, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.